friends. My name is Miss Sarah from the Lawn Library. Welcome to another episode of STEMbrarians. Today, I'm going to begin with the question, what color is the Statue of Liberty? Seems pretty obvious, right? The Statue of Liberty is green. Well, yes, now it's green, but did you know when the Statue of Liberty was first put into the harbor, it was actually the color of copper? The Statue of Liberty is actually made out of copper, which over time turned green. How does that happen? And it's not what you think. The Statue of Liberty definitely did not eat too much broccoli, which we're going to explore today in this episode of STEMbrarians. So what exactly is the Statue of Liberty green? Is it paint? Is it jealousy? Well, let's learn some historical and scientific background on the Statue of Liberty to see if we can solve this answer. The Statue of Liberty is possibly one of the biggest birthday presents ever given. According to the National Geographic for Kids, France presented the Statue of Liberty to the United States on July 4th, 1884. The statue itself was taken apart in France, shipped across the Atlantic crates, and then rebuilt in the U.S. It's a monument to the French and American alliance during the American Revolutionary War. The Statue of Liberty is made out of copper, which is why in 1886 it had that beautiful reddish yellow brown color. Over time, it gradually grew darker and darker until now it's the iconic green color that we all have come to know. Today we're going to look at the chemical reaction of copper to different substances. So what's a chemical reaction? According to Britannica Kids, a chemical reaction is, to quote, a process in which one or more substances are converted to one or more different substances. In this reaction, the atoms of the starting substances rearrange and therefore form new substances that have different properties. We're going to look at the chemical reaction between a copper-plated penny, some vinegar, and some salt. Let's get into it. For our experiment, you're going to need the following things: a plastic bowl, some paper napkins, salt, white vinegar, and of course, 1 or 2 pennies. Now let's take a look. Let's observe these pennies. So see, before they are each nice and shiny copper, right? They're nice, bright, shiny, haven't oxidized with oxygen quite as long, so they haven't turned into copper oxide, right? So now we are going to magically turn these copper pennies green with the magic of science. So this will finally answer our question, why is the Statue of Liberty green? So first, friends, we're going to take our paper towels and we're going to place them on the inside of our bowl. Doesn't have to be a thick layer. Just make sure it covers the bottom, just like this. Now next, we're going to take some of our white vinegar and we're going to soak the paper towel. So we're going to lightly pour over. Again, doesn't have to be every inch. So I poured in a little and then I'm kind of swirling it around we want to make sure the paper towels are damp, not soaking. Okay. Put a little bit there. Good job. And again, see, it's just the bottom. We don't have to worry so much about the top. Okay. Now, we're going to take our 3 pennies, penny number 1, 2, 3. We're going to take the 1 penny and place it on the outside. This is going to be our control penny. And then these 2 are going to be our experimental pennies. We're going to place them in the bottom of the bowl. Okay. And now we're going to take our salt and very carefully we are going to sprinkle it and cover the very tops of these pennies. Okay. So when you make sure you cover the tops of the pennies completely with salt. So I'm gonna take my teaspoon. There we go. A little bit extra for good measure. All right. It should look something like this. Our experiment group, our 2 pennies covered with salt, and our control group, a regular old penny. Now we're going to wait an hour. Yes, you heard me right, an hour. So here we have our 2 pennies. So very obviously, this penny, it has some of the blue, it has turned kind of that bluish green tint. And then this one, even though the top of the salt has it, if we look on the bottom, look, see, that looks a lot more like the Statue of Liberty. Let's check the bottom of this one. Aha, see? So what happens when you leave a penny covered with salt and vinegar for a long time? A chemical reaction takes place. See, salt is made of the elements sodium and chlorine. The chlorine reacts with the copper, producing a chemical compound called basic copper 2 chloride. This compound has a bright blue-green color. So next time, when your friend asks you, why is the Statue of Liberty of green? You can show them this experiment. Thanks so much for coming to this STEMbrarians with me. I'm Miss Sarah, and I want to thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. And I also, again, want to shout out this book, the Smithsonian STEM Lab, where I got my fun copper reaction experiment, but you could also do tons of other super fun, we'll make your own air freshener, super fun experiments and things like, if you need instructions, the instructions are, of course, under our show notes on our website. Thank you so much for joining me, friends. I'll see you next time.